Hello, welcome to Demon Interviews, episode 143. I'm your host, Springy, and joining us today is our very special guest.
Hi, I'm Dani, also known as Ultra Geek Cosplay on all of the platforms you can imagine.
Yay! Well, first of all, let's just get this out of the way. You may recognize them from the coffee episode that hopefully will go up. Let's hope it's not cursed. That went up 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, yeah. As of this recording, it has not been out yet, but as of this releasing, it'll be out for 3 weeks.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, so go watch that. They'll hopefully, if I remember, there'll be like a little pop-up info card thing here or over there, either on their screen up in that corner somewhere. Unless it flips me. It's in one of the top corners. Hopefully it popped up and it probably went away by now. Anywho, first question is just how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. It's really toasty out here. We're still in a heat wave. And I don't have air conditioning, so I am suffering a little bit. But today is my day off of work, so I am having a good time there.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Have you ever been interviewed like this before?
No, I think the only other interviews I've had are job interviews, and those are very different. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're not gonna ask me about my strengths and weaknesses or anything like that, or.
No. Maybe you can. It depends on who you talk to on which ones are which, but nothing as straightforward as that. We're not a straightforward show.
Got it. Love it.
Very topsy-turvy and curvy and all that fun stuff. And we haven't introduced you to this side of the world of interviewing. I completely forgot to say that part, and it's right there. Next question is: would you rather eat Cheetos or go on a hike?
To be honest, I'd rather eat Cheetos. I have been on like 3 hikes in my lifetime. I'm gonna be honest, and they're fun. I like them, but I'm really not that active. I'm really not. And I feel like especially on hikes, like once you get started, like there's no turning back. You kind of have to get to the top or wherever you're headed. So I get tired. I'd rather sit on my couch or play like Minecraft and eat Cheetos.
Oh, I completely understand that. That's what I do now. That's what I did 5 years ago. That's just my life. Yep. So people can assume from you being in a character interview, and another card for the next one. No, and just from past guests that you are a cosplayer.
I am.
Shocking to everybody at home. Do you have any other new cosplays planned to do that you're able to tell us about without me giving you a small fee of $5?
I'm trying to think. I do have a couple planned. Because there is now that conventions are starting up, I am really hyped for that. It's not really a character. I do plan to go as a D&D character that I have for a Renaissance fair happening in August, and then I plan to do a Demon Slayer cosplay. I don't know which character yet, but I just started watching Demon Slayer because me and my friends finally decided after 5 years of going to conventions together, maybe we could do a group cosplay. So they were like, you should watch Demon Slayer, and now I'm obsessed with it. So I'll pick somebody to do. So probably that would be in the process. And as well as WandaVision, Agatha Harkness. I want to do those because she's just so cool, and she's such a cool villain. So
she even has her own theme song, and for all the Disney shows, that's an accomplishment right there.
It's such a good theme song too.
I know, it's a solid, good theme song. It's nuts.
It is.
All the problems with Demon Interviews, all Agatha's fault. God, it'd be funny if. Okay. Next up is so you said before that your online persona name is Ultra Geek
Cosplay.
cosplay.
Yes.
I thought so, but some people don't add the cosplay, and I'm like,
it changes for my platforms because sometimes it's taken. So
yeah. Well, why did you go with that name or the slight variations of instead of something else?
God, it is inspired from like a really bad Snapchat username that I had in like when I was like 12. And I am a geek, or nerd, whatever the heck you want to call it, and I would say to the max. I always say I think cosplaying adds another level to you being a complete nerd. It's like you've transcended the normal reality, and now you're just an ultimate nerdum. So kind of, I guess, I'm ultra geeky, I guess you could say. I've considered changing it quite often, but I haven't found anything that I feel like clicks as well as ultra geek does. I'm also really indecisive. So it's just, the short and long of it is that it's a really cringy username that I had in middle school, and it's here forever.
Oh. Again, I can completely relate. My what I go by Springy is just based off like a Minecraft name I was given by a different player that I don't talk to. It's like, okay then, because I had like a Springtrap skin from Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was Springy. Okay. Anywho, now do the stereotypical YouTube thing of don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon. If you have any questions for our lovely guests here, put them in the comment section below. And now I'm seeing how fast I can do it. And don't forget to follow our lovely guests on all the social media platforms. There'll be a way to get to them all of them in the description below. Okay. There we go. This is in mix of the words description and comment section. Because the audience can't edit the oh my lord, now I'm losing my mind. Anywho, what is one of the hardest things about getting into one of your cosplays?
Getting into it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest, a lot of my stuff is pretty easy, which I do on purpose. I would say probably the hardest is Gwen Stacy, just because it is a full bodysuit. And I can't reach the zipper, so I usually need a friend to do that. And then you can't eat because you have the gloves. And I have like finger holes, so I can slip my fingers out, but not my whole hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very awkward. It's just an awkward cosplay because it is a full bodysuit. I would say most of the Ruby costumes are pretty easy to manage.
Mm-hmm.
Velvet's ears are a little annoying, just because it's heavy. I made the mistake of making them pretty heavy. If you actually see in the interview that we did last week, there's quite a few times where they start drifting, like off, like, and so you see me like pull on the other side to like even them out. All like it's a couple times. But probably Gwen Stacy, just because the bodysuit, man, just, you feel like you're stuck in a bubble.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Next question is coming from a past guest, a Mr. Zoom _ 2028. It's a very long, very complicated question.
Oh.
Bacon ?
Yes.
Awesome.
Correct. 100%. But the question is, like, do you like it like crispy or like how crispy? Because I like it pretty crispy. I'm gonna be honest. If it's like not borderline burnt.
1 second more and to burn is how I like it. So next up, coming from the same past guest, even longer, more complicated question. Mm-hmm. Peanut butter ?
That's okay. I have a very severe peanut and tree nut allergy.
Oh, well then.
So it would be a no.
For safety reasons.
So, yes, for safety reasons. I have had it before, and the times that I have had it, it was not a fun experience, so I would have to say no, unfortunately. I'm like the last person you'd want to ask about that.
Oh, well then. Well, let's just skip the next one because it's about almonds. No, I'm kidding. Not about almonds, but so next up is so you mentioned conventions. Have you ever gone to any before?
Yeah, I've been to Emerald City once. That was the first convention I went to, was Emerald City Comic Con. And then I mostly frequent Renaissance fairs, because I do love Renaissance fairs. And then also Sakura Con, which is in Seattle, big one. I also went to Geek Girl Con one year, which was a pretty fun experience. It was kind of like a family friendly con, more targeted towards kids, honestly, but it was fun. But I stay pretty local. Traveling's expensive, and I'm still in college, so.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
I know people who travel like across the U.S. for conventions, and I could never.
Yeah, I've heard stories, and it's like, I barely like going to like Nevada. I'm in California. I mean, anywho, next up is going to be everything's going wrong. Okay, there we go. We're good. Who is your biggest cosplay inspiration or inspirations?
Ooh, that's a really good question. For me, it's honestly a lot of people who are, I would say, just in my age range, honestly, because I feel like a lot of people in the cosplay community are either like, not to bash on the kids, they're either like 12 or 14, or they're like in their late 20s. And I feel like I'm in a really awkward middle ground sometimes. Like in the interview last week, I was the youngest by far. And it was a little funky. I had actually just turned 20 the day before. So very interesting. I would say I really like Lunar Kitten. She's really sweet. I don't talk to her much, but as well as Halo Cosplays and Gravity Cosplays and a couple other individuals who are in the RWBY community, especially people who do armor and stuff. Those people just blow my mind. But yeah, lots of, honestly, like most of the RWBY cosplay community is just fantastic. And I'm sure, I mean, you've met a lot of them. So
yeah. Just look at the character interviews and the interviews in general. I've met a few of them. I've met like at least 2/3 of the people you just mentioned. Yeah. So.
And Jen from last week is another really awesome person as well.
Oh yeah. I have to say, like I agree with you about the foam, like about the armor. I'm still dumbfounded about how my armor came out that I commissioned. that I did not make. It's really good and everything. And yeah, I'm God. The amount of times I've thanked you and Jen in the past 5 days. I swear. Okay.
Coco and Velvet forever.
Yes. So next up is going to be since again, like you mentioned, like cons are coming back and you're kind of planning on going to a few of them, but I assume which ones are you kind of planning on going to?
I'm planning to go to probably SakuraCon, of course. My tickets that I bought in 2019 have rolled over for the past 3 years. So thank you, COVID. I don't have to make that purchase again. Save my $45. We'll probably go to the Renaissance fairs, of course, which is next month. There'll be pictures of all that shenanigans. And then I do want to probably go to Kumori Con, that's in Oregon, because it's not too far of a drive for me. I'll go out of state. There's also Karoneko Con, which is a smaller con that's on the other side of the state that I want to check out, because I do want to check out some smaller conventions. Just because Sakura Con's my main convention that I go to, but I mean it's like 50,000 people. So I feel like going to somewhere smaller would probably be nice.
Yeah, that I've only ever gone to like I guess you can call them smaller cons. I mean, like they're not covered in like the random coverages of cons.
Yeah.
So, plus like you gotta be like driving past me, when you go to like the one in Oregon, and that's gonna be funny in my head. Next up is coming from a past guest once again, a Harley F. Quinn. What are those?
I'm completely barefoot. I'm not wearing shoes. But oh wait. They're my Crocs. That's the video I think of when I hear what are those, and it's the old lady with the Crocs.
Yeah. Like oh man, I was like looking for Crocs for a cosplay thing because like because I was making a whole thing to cover them. It wasn't just a character with Crocs. I was like, I can't find any freaking Crocs, and like use some old shoes. And then the moment I did that, Crocs are everywhere.
Finding shoes for cosplay is probably the hardest part because they're either like Velvet's shoes. I put that in the heaviest quotation marks in the world. She has a thing that covers her heel and a thing that covers her toes, but there's nothing in between. Which is, first of all, not safe for cons. I can't wear anything that doesn't have a bottom to it at Sakura Con. And it's also just really, it doesn't stay on your feet. So I don't use her canon shoes because there's no way that those could ever work.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. I feel like nope. I don't think I did. Okay, I looked right, I didn't skip any. Next is, have you ever made any cosplays because somebody suggested it to you?
Because it's been suggested?
Yeah.
Trying to think. I think Ilya was a suggestion that my friend gave me. Because I'm known in the group of my friends to be the side character extraordinaire. Like the only I rarely do main characters. I'm always like some random side character. So it kind of just, I think Ilya was a suggestion because I made a joke like with Velvet, like, oh, only in like 2 seasons, and Ilya is only in 2 seasons.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess it just worked out that way.
Awesome.
But I've made most of my cosplays except for Gwen Stacy in general because I am a seamstress. So.
Oh yeah. Nice. How are you and some of the characters you cosplay alike, and how are you different?
I would say probably with Velvet, I am very like empathetic, kind-hearted, and all that fun stuff. Like when I was trying to get into like the character of Velvet for the interview, I was just thinking like she's just so nice. And like she can never do anything wrong. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how much like Ilya I really am. Yeah, but in terms of Gwen Stacy, I would say I really like Gwen Stacy as a character. The Spider-Verse Gwen Stacy, I will clear that up. The animated Gwen Stacy. I'm very headstrong. I'm very like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do and nothing can change that. And then Agatha, I mean, I'm badass too, so I'll take that one. Probably be it. That was my alarm for when the interview was supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, we started half an hour early. It's fine. What is one of the biggest misconceptions about either you or your cosplays?
I'm trying to think. I only cosplay RWBY characters. It's something I've gotten a lot. And yes, while I do have an ungodly amount of RWBY cosplays, it's not the only thing. I just have a problem. And I don't think anyone really has misconceptions about me. At least I hope not. Yeah, I think I'm in the clear. Yeah, probably just besides the RWBY cosplay. Yeah, a lot of my friends will nag me like RWBY cosplay because that's about nearly all I cosplay.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I have a Penny cosplay. I always forget about my Penny cosplay because I've never worn her to a convention. I've only worn her in pictures. Well, I would say I'm like Penny because friendship.
Power of friendship. That's the best answer.
I thoroughly believe in the power of friendship.
Oh, but that show does not.
No, that should not. God, RWBY.
Oh, that's a whole different conversation.
Don't even get me started.
Oh God. The kind of the opposite of the last question. What's the best compliment you've ever gotten?
Probably the best compliments I get is whenever I post an Ilya TikTok, because I am kind of the resident Ilya cosplayer. You don't see her too often. a lot of people comment on how excited they are to see an Ilya cosplay and how happy it makes them. And I think making other people happy by doing something that I like is what just makes me feel really nice. So yeah, probably when people are hyped about Ilya, because I get hyped about Ilya, but not a lot of people get hyped about Ilya. I feel like she's a little underrated, but that's just, I am biased.
Yeah. So who from social media would you like to do an IRL collaboration with? Either like, that like making videos, photo shoot, just hanging out, so on and so forth.
That's really picky. That's really hard. Gosh, like literally anybody in the RWBY cosplay community. Again, probably just the people that I listed before. Gravity Cosplays, Jen. I would love to hang out with Jen. Jen seems so nice.
Yeah.
As well as Halo Cosplays, who's a RWBY that I know, a really awesome RWBY that I know. Lunar Kitten is also fantastic. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really talk to these people outside of cosplay, but I just think that they're like really cool people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have not been involved socially in the community for a little bit, so I feel like I've been missing out a skosh, but yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, you ain't missing much as of right now.
It is in between seasons, so.
That's true. So who's your favorite character to cosplay as?
Ooh. Probably. That's really hard for me to pick. Probably Gwen Stacy. Just because it's the one it's first of all, it's easy. It's only one article of clothing. There's no layers. And I also get to totally change my hair. I get to go from my long brunette hair, which I use that both for Ilya and Velvet. I don't have a wig for either of those characters. But with Gwen Stacy, my hair goes from like here to here and it goes bleach blonde, and it's really cool, I guess, to experiment with that. I also get like a fake piercing and stuff, so I just totally change my entire look. And I think I look really badass. Would I ever do any of those things to my actual hair or my actual face? Probably not, because I'm a chicken, but
that makes sense to me. I mean,
yeah.
Since you brought up the newer not the word, newer platform to the masses of the tickety-tocketies, why'd you start that in the first place? Since it's new,
I started TikTok in like 2019, like right before I graduated high school, because my friends were using it. And I knew that there was a cosplay community because I would go on YouTube and watch like compilations that people would make. Mostly of RWBY characters. People would be like, 10 minutes of RWBY TikToks, and I'd watch, RWBY TikToks and whatever. And I was like, well, I can do that. And I've kind of bounced around. I post mostly cosplay. There are days where I post like whatever, because I think it's fun. Like I had a video that got like 250,000 likes, and it's me singing along to like a Beetlejuice like musical song that I didn't know was from Beetlejuice. I just thought it was funny because it was about Girl Scouts, and I was a Girl Scout, and so like I put on my little Girl Scout uniform. People thought it was nice, and I had I think I have like 500,000 views total on my page, and it's mostly that video. So after that, I was like, okay, people actually like my face. Let's do something.
Yeah. Awesome. So, speaking of content, is the content that you create that gets the most attention the ones that you enjoyed making the most, or is it the ones that surprise you?
Honestly, it's the ones that surprise me. A lot of the videos that not that I feel like I put a lot of effort into some videos that will get like nothing, and then there's videos where I do like I have videos where I like lip sync and I like stand there and I don't really do anything in terms of like effects or transitions, and that one's fine. And so I don't know. The TikTok algorithm is weird.
Yeah.
Instagram, I'm pretty consistent. I do get like my likes and my views are consistent on Instagram, but TikTok is just really hard to pinpoint. which is why I've kind of slowly started not posting a ton on TikTok. I do want to aim more towards Instagram just because I feel like there's better algorithm. But I still do enjoy TikTok. I think it's fun. One of my favorite videos is that didn't get any likes, and I was so upset, was someone had dubbed over the one Vine that goes, Miss Keisha, oh my God, she's fucking dead. And it's, but they did it in Penny's voice to Winter.
Oh God.
And so I used that sound and it didn't get any likes. And I was so upset because I thought it was like the funniest thing in the world. Because I'm easily entertained.
Yeah, I can agree with the ones that surprise me. I have some where it's like, oh Lord, I made this up for a pun and it went like viral.
Yeah.
Viral for my numbers, which
yeah, I will emphasize viral for our numbers is very different than viral for some other people's numbers.
Oh yeah, like viral for me is like they're maybe on 2 people's For You page. For other people, it's like Jimmy Fallon saw it. You know. Anywho, that's all the questions on the list to do, but I have a few more in my head. So
okay, I'm ready.
Awesome. So first, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns for me as an individual or about the show in general?
I would want to know, I guess, like how you kind of got the ball rolling on stuff like this, because I think, is this episode 143?
Yep.
Yeah. What I guess kind of made you wanted to do this whole project? Because this is kind of crazy, man.
Hold up a seat and let me tell you a tale.
Alrighty.
of one tragic night when this all started. No, literally, like how it started was it was me and my friend, like we're talking in like the middle of the night. He was on the East Coast, so it's midnight for me. So like it's like middle of the night idea for both of us. And like we started the channel, and first it was just, people who do like original characters, because that's kind of like the corner that we lived in, and we're like, okay, we know a lot of people in this area, because at the time I didn't have any cosplays to do. I had like maybe a FNAF one. So we kind of like try to contact people. We're both like, I was gonna get like 1 or 2. And I sent out messages like to like 20 people. That week it was like just full of interviews, just one after the other. And yeah, and it was crazy, and I was like, oh my God, people actually want to do this. And thus like and the channel has so much longer name. It was like the people behind the TikTok demons and stuff like that. Because like it was mainly like the demon original characters and stuff, because that's kind of like the corner where me and my friend lived.
Okay, I do remember that era. I do recall that era.
Yeah, and we interview a lot of them, and then we're like, well, we're out of people. because you see it and it's huge, and then like it's gone. But we also started, we asked a question I'll ask you later, like, who do you want to be on the show next? And we got suggestions, and we kept going, and then it just kind of evolved from doing like just people who do demon original characters to cosplayers in general, and then keep evolving, and we keep going and everything. But kind of like the main goal is to help people kind of grow, mainly. Like getting people's names out there, Like sometimes we interview bigger people, so then they can help us grow, which helps everybody else who we will and have interviewed also kind of like come up with us. Yeah. So like we help anyone we can, just kind of shove them up higher.
Yeah.
As far as we can. Get them more opportunities, and kind of like with the character interviews, we started during the pandemic. So it was like it gave people a reason to get into their cosplays and stuff, because like not everybody's on TikTok, so that's not a reason for them. That's just
yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of like how we started, and like why I've kept going, because I can. I mean,
yeah, awesome, love it. And he's a dedicated man.
And I've been doing it for almost 3 years now. Like we started like in January of 2019, I think, or 18, something like that. I'll look it up. Yeah. Is there any other questions, comments, or concerns?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna get on to the next question, which is, would you ever like to return to the show?
Of course. I think we have plans anyways.
Yeah. That would be bad if you're like, yeah. Okay then.
No.
Hit this so badly, so quickly.
No. Everyone gets to see me again, so sorry about that.
No, everybody's happy. Else. Yeah. We have next thing is, who would you like to see on the show in the future?
I would love to see if you cosplay a Ruby villain, you know who to talk to.
Oh yeah.
Because I would love to see the Ruby villains. I would love to see the Ruby parents as well. I think that would be a great interview to get the Belladonnas, the Shanice, and Tai Yang all in a room and see how that would go down.
Just all the parents in general, just like comparing like family styles.
Like
Tai versus Jacques.
God, Tai versus Jacques versus versus Blake's dad.
Oh God.
I'd love to see. Yeah, no, I'd love to see the villains, and I'd love to see the parents. So, yeah. You out there, if you cosplay any of those, send this guy a DM.
Yes, please, we need more. Because so far, from people who don't hate me, we have a Tai, I believe, and a Jacques when he decides to do his mustache the right way.
That's the most important part. Gotta get that one right.
Well, but because he uses his facial hair for his cosplays and stuff, so and he's growing it out for one that he's planning on doing. So
yes, I see. I love that.
So we might have a Jacques. We might have a few others if I can dig deep enough. If I can find the right hole to dig.
Yes.
Find people. But yeah. Their internet can work. Anyway, the next question is, do you have any questions for a future guest?
Oh, yeah, because you asked me some funky ones too that were from people.
Yep. And they can be funky or they can be serious.
I probably want to do funky ones. I'd want to ask people, Coke or Pepsi. It's a very controversial topic because I'm anti-Pepsi, pro Coke, so that's how I rock and I roll. And then maybe a serious question. Let me think. Ask a Ruby cosplayer how much Ruby merch that they have.
Oh God.
Because that's a good. That'll get some good reaction.
Just the thought, like, it depends on like what you mean by merchandise, because like, I don't have anything. I have my cosplay. That's my merchandise right there.
Yeah, well, and I have stuff that's like official Rooster Teeth merch, and then I have like, artist prints and stuff like that. So, Ruby memorabilia. Let's go with that.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have some Ruby cosplayers.
Yeah. Because that would be a range of things. I'm curious. Answer your own question. How much Ruby merchandise do you have?
A good chunk. I have a couple shirts. Probably have like 5 shirts. I have one like big wall print that I got from my boyfriend for our anniversary, and then I got the cosplays. Obviously, I have like 4 Ruby cosplays. And then I have 2 of the Funko Pops, and then I do have one of those cursed Pura dolls, if you remember when those came out.
Oh, God.
I got those. They were on sale for $5, and my entire convention group bought one. And so we have, like, a horde of, like, 5 of them.
Oh, God. Like I was because I'm a newer fan. I started watching like after because I in the middle between season 7 and 8. So like, and I got there was a cosplayer who does the Grimpira, and I was like, oh my god, is this real? I watched the whole show thinking it was real. Nope. Nope. I was heavily disappointed at the end.
Alternate universes strike again.
I know, right? Oh man, and I was like,
but yeah, look into the cursed Pira doll that was sold by Rooster Teeth. If you do know it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
definitely an interesting choice, but
that's a
thing,
am the
right proud there. Owner of a cursed Pira doll.
Yeah, man. Like all I have are because again I'm new. I have Jean in a nutshell. I have Jean. I have his skin. No, everything but. I Rooster Teeth was having a sale, so I got all the Funko Pops just because I was like,
yes,
that because I have all 4, and then the con exclusive one I got from Amazon. It was like $10 more. I was like, okay, might as well. I mean, I have the money, like, just on the shelf, and a wig for Roman. That's all I have. Yeah, everything else was made in one way or another. But with that, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Thank you so much, Dani, for being here and taking the time.
No problem.
And at least I will see you in next video. Bye-bye.